I am N.S. Venkatraman. I am speaking on behalf of Nandini Voice for the Deprived, a Chennai-based not-for-profit organization. In the earlier days, there was a practice of restricting the entry to the place of worship of the devotees based on caste, creed, and community. Fortunately, this obnoxious practice has been given up most of the time these days, and this happened due to the proactive campaign launched by the social reformists, social activists, and national leaders, including Mahatma Gandhi. Now, while we believe that this practice of restricting the entry of the devotees to the place of worship based on caste, creed, and community have been largely given up, yet occasionally reports appear in the media that in some isolated places, this practice of restricting the entry of devotees based on the caste is still continuing. It is hoped that this practice, which is an obnoxious practice, will go away soon, sooner than later. Now, while that above obnoxious practice of based on caste, creed to enter the devotees by the temple or the place of worship have been given up, there is a new obnoxious practice that is taking place now, which is the preferential treatment being given for entry into the place of worship based on the money power and the social position of the devotees. This is again obnoxious practice. That is what we are wanting to discuss today. While the above practice of restricting the people based on the caste, creed, and community has been under debate for several years now, the most obnoxious practice seen today is the practice of providing preferential entry in the place of worship for those who may pay entry fee as against those who do not pay fee or who cannot afford to pay fee and who opt for free darshan. Such people not paying entry fee to the place of worship often wait in the queue for a long time, sometimes for several hours, even as they see the people paying the fee getting quick entry and the so-called VIPs who could be ministers or celebrities such as sports persons or cinema actors or rich business persons or top officials of the government straightaway being taken for darshan without waiting. It is even more obnoxious to see the condition where darshan for devotees are completely stopped when a person like president or governor or ministers visit the place of worship. Unfortunately, today there is no discussion or protest about such undesirable practice of giving preferential entry in the place of worship for some people based on their money power or the position in the society and denying it to others. This is the obnoxious practice that has been heavily condemned. Now, the question here is, how can devotees be treated differently in the place of worship? The question here is, as how any difference can be observed between the people in the place of worship. Obviously, it is the belief that God would not distinguish between the devotees based on money power or the position held in society. In other words, in the place of worship, all people should be treated equally. And this is the basic dictum in all religions all over the world from time immemorial. It is famously said that death is a great equalizer. Should not the devotees getting preferential entry based on money power or position in the society, should not these people be conscious about this fact that death even make no difference between the rich and the poor people? What is applicable to a death event should be equally applicable to the life event also, particularly in the place of worship. Now, who is responsible for the situation? There are two players responsible for such obnoxious practice of having preferential entry to some so-called privileged people and denying it to others in the place of worship. One is the administrators of the place of worship, who seem to view the administration of the place of worship largely as commercial activity. And they seem to think that collecting entry fee from the devotees is nothing wrong. These administrators are definitely guilty of introducing undesirable VIP culture in place of worship for whatever reasons. The other guilty people are those who pay entry fee to get quick entry, and the so-called VIPs like celebrities, ministers, and others who get free and ready entry, and they do so unmindful of the feelings of frustration of those who cannot afford to pay and who do not want to pay as a matter of principle. These people fail to realize that those who do not pay entry fee and forced to wait in the queue for a long time are as genuine devotees as those who gain entry at the cost of others by using their money power or position in the society. The entry fee paying devotees to get quick entry and the so-called VIPs getting free and ready entry are really must be considered as self-centered people who try to get advantage for themselves over others. They are also responsible for creating sort of class difference in the place of worship, which is absolutely unacceptable. Now, about this obnoxious practice, what would the saints say? Let us look for a moment. Several mythological stories reveal as how God bless poor and sincere devotees more than those who visit places of worship using money power and sometimes with pomp and show. Mahatma Gandhi said, I hate privilege and monopoly. Whatever cannot be shared with the masses is taboo to me. That is, I dislike that practice. Mahatma Gandhi has said this in his journal Harijan that was published on 2nd November 1934. Certainly, great Indian saints like Kanchi Paramacharya, Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi would never have approved the money power being playing a role in providing entry to the place of worship. What is urgently required today is that all genuine devotees, whatever may be their wealth or position in the society, should decide that they would not seek any special privilege for themselves in getting quick and ready entry into the place of worship. If some governors or ministers cannot wait in the queue with other devotees due to security or other reasons, let them not visit the place of worship at all, or let them visit after shedding their so-called special status. It is a matter of highest importance that we need to consider very carefully, and ensuring equality among the devotees is a matter of compulsory need today. Please support this campaign for equality in place of worship and forward this link to your friends and associates and help the cause. Thank you very much.